empire that lasted for more than 600 years. But the secret that allowed them to rule 3 continents has never been fully told. Today, you will discover what the world has missed about the Ottoman Empire. Have you ever wondered how one empire could last more than 600 years? Rule across 3 continents, and still shape the world we live in today? Well, the Ottoman Empire wasn't just a military powerhouse. It was a place where culture, religion, and ideas mixed in ways that were incredibly rare for its time. In today's documentary, we're going on a journey through this remarkable civilization, exploring how they rose, how they ruled, and why their influence remains alive, even centuries after their fall. So sit back, relax, and let's travel into the world of the Ottomans, an empire unlike any other. 1. The rise of a multicultural empire. Our story begins in the early 1300s. On the edge of the Byzantine Empire, where a small group of warriors followed a leader named Osman, no one could have imagined that this small tribe would become a giant world power, a small beginning. At first, the Ottomans were just one of many Turkish groups living in Anatolia. But they had something special: strong leadership, smart alliances, and a talent for welcoming different peoples into their world. They didn't try to erase local cultures, instead they absorbed them. Greek, Armenian, Arab, Slavic, Jewish, Kurdish, Persian, the list goes on. If you came into the empire, you weren't forced to become someone else. You could keep your religion, your language, your traditions. This was one of the Ottomans' biggest strengths, the Ghazi spirit. Early Ottoman leaders had a mission: expand into lands where many different cultures lived. But they didn't just conquer. They built a system where communities could live side by side. Christians, Muslims, and Jews worked in markets together. Different languages echoed in the streets, and people from many faiths served in the government and army. This multicultural foundation is what helped the empire grow so fast. Rise to a regional power. By the mid-1400s, the Ottomans had become a major force. And then came the moment that changed world history. The conquest of Constantinople in 1453 by Sultan Mehmed II. This wasn't just winning a city. This was symbolically opening the door to a new era, the end of the medieval world and the beginning of the Ottoman Golden Age. After this victory, the Ottomans controlled trade routes between Europe and Asia. They became a bridge between worlds, a place where cultures mixed and created something entirely new. 2. The Golden Age of the Ottoman world. The 1500s were the height of the Ottoman Empire. And at the center of this era was Suleiman the Magnificent, a ruler known not just for his military power, but also for his love of art, law, architecture, and education, an empire of cities. At this time, Ottoman cities were some of the most advanced in the world. Istanbul, Cairo, Baghdad, Damascus, Sarajevo, and Thessaloniki were vibrant centers of culture and trade. Imagine walking through Istanbul in the 16th century. You'd hear dozens of languages. You'd see markets filled with fabrics, spices, books, and precious metals from across the world. You'd smell foods from Central Asia, the Balkans, the Middle East, and the Mediterranean. It was a global hub before globalization even existed. Art, science, and innovation. During the Golden Age, the Ottomans supported artists, poets, architects, scholars, engineers. This led to enormous achievements. The famous architect Mimar Sinan redesigned the skyline of Istanbul with incredible mosques and public buildings. Ottoman scientists studied astronomy and medicine. Their map makers created some of the most accurate maps of the era. Their libraries held thousands of manuscripts, a legal and administrative revolution. Suleiman wasn't just a conqueror. He reformed the legal system so the empire could function smoothly, even with so many cultures inside it. This gave the Ottomans something rare in world history: unity without uniformity. People could live differently, but still be part of one empire, the Janissaries. One of the most unique parts of the Ottoman system was the Janissary Corps, an elite military group trained from childhood. They were known for discipline, strategy, and loyalty. They helped the empire conquer new lands and maintain stability. But their story also shows how the empire changed over time, which leads us to our next point. 3. Decline, transformation, and the end of an era. Every empire rises, every empire changes, and every empire eventually declines. For the Ottomans, the decline wasn't sudden. It was a slow, complex transformation, internal challenges. As the centuries passed, the empire faced problems like corruption in government, economic competition from Europe, military stagnation, resistance to modernization. The Janissaries, once the pride of the empire, eventually became a political force that resisted reform, shifting global power. The world was changing. European powers were exploring the oceans, discovering new trade routes, and rapidly advancing in science and industry. The Ottomans, still depending on old structures, struggled to keep up. Attempts at modernization. In the 1800s, Ottoman leaders launched major reforms known as the Tanzimat. They tried to modernize the military, government, and economy. There were improvements, new schools, new laws, new technologies. But these changes came too late and often caused tensions between traditionalists and reformists. World War I, the final blow. The empire entered World War I on the losing side. After the war, it was divided by the Allied powers. In 1922, the Ottoman Sultanate was officially abolished. And in 1923, the Republic of Turkey was born under Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. The Ottoman Empire had come to an end, but its legacy in culture, architecture, cuisine, language, religion, and politics still lives on across 3 continents. So what made the Ottoman Empire a world of difference? It wasn't just its size or its military strength. It was the unique way it brought cultures together, creating a society where diversity was not a weakness, but a source of power. For over 600 years, the Ottomans shaped the Middle East, the Balkans, North Africa, and beyond. And their influence continues in the food people eat, the music they play, the buildings they live around, and even the borders of modern countries. If you enjoyed this journey into history, make sure to like the video. Comment what empire or period you want us to explore next. Subscribe for more easy to understand historical documentaries. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next story from the past.